Let's have a look at this video.
A lot of stereotypes I've observed that Kenyans have about Nigerians that aren't true. That even me personally have not even experienced, but they think that all Nigerians are like that. And I'm here to clear them. Number one, Kenyans believe that all Nigerians do juju. And to be honest, this isn't even true.
Yeah, that's definitely a lie. We don't believe like all Nigerians do juju. We just believe like majority of them, like a good number of them, they participate in juju. You are not supposed to blame we Kenyans for thinking that you Nigerians, most of you participate in witchcraft. When in your movies, that's all you talk about. Like most of the Nigerian movies, they are just based on witchcraft. I mean, I don't know, going to the evil forest to summon the evil ghost and all of those things. Everything is rotating around the witchcraft. So that's why most of us, we end up thinking that maybe you're good in that. Okay, for instance, how do we know that most Indians are good dancers? We've never been to India, majority of us. It's because in their movies, every 3 minutes, they are dancing. So we just come up with a conclusion that maybe they are good dancers. The same thing to you. If you don't want people to think that you are good in witchcraft, what about you reduce it in your movies and tell your script writers not to do much
Enough. I believe it's what Kenyans watch in the movies that they believe. Juju is not as over exaggerated as Nollywood makes it seem. They are just
Exactly. You have just said that juju is not as exaggerated as it's in the movies, meaning it is there. So if it is there, then that's not a stereotype. A stereotype is something that you are accused of completely. You've never done it. Like somebody accuses you of being a thief and you've never stolen anybody's item. That's a stereotype. But if sometimes you do steal once in a while, then if you are accused of theft, then that's not a stereotype. That's just people trying to be safe or just labeling you for who you are.
in fact, I believe that juju is a traditional practice by our forefathers that was practiced in different African countries, not just Nigeria.
Another one, you say that juju is a traditional practice by your forefathers. You have not said that they stopped. The thing is, there is witchcraft in the whole of Africa. Every nation, every country you go, there must be witchcraft there. But the thing is, all of those witchcrafts, when they are out of power, when they run like a battery low, they go to Nigeria for refilling. Then they come back and they start bewitching their neighbors. That's what we mean that when we say that you are good in juju and that's your major business. It's like you export it.
It feels like Nigeria is the home of juju, but that isn't true. My second point is that Kenyans believe that all Nigerians are scammers.
That's not specifically for only Kenyans, it's just the whole world. They think that you are a scammer, so you cannot blame it on us. It's not like they hate you or they have any stereotype, it's just a safety mechanism. Okay, if you are doing a business with somebody, maybe online, and they tell you, hey, I'm going to deliver some goods, just send me the money. And when you send the money, the name is Ojoko from Lagos in Nigeria. Of course, Ojoko might be a very honest, diligent business person, but you're going to be suspicious. If I send this money, am I going to receive my goods? So that's not a stereotype. That's just a safety mechanism. People don't want to lose their money. And when you say it's a stereotype, it means it is not there. But the thing is, it is there.
The reason why this sounds funny to me is me personally, as a Nigerian living in Kenya, I've actually been scammed by Kenyans. I don't come out saying all Kenyans are scammers because of the few bad eggs that I've experienced. So
Okay, here you go again, saying that you've been scammed by Kenyans, so you should not be called scammers. The thing is, there are scammers in every country, in the whole world. Anywhere you go, you will meet a scammer. So what do people mean when they say Nigerians are scammers? It's not like they're the only one who are scamming people. Every nation have their own scammers. What they mean is their probability. The chances of being scammed by a Nigerian are higher in comparison to somebody from Swaziland or Sao Tome or Ghana. If you randomly pick 1,000 scammers from Africa, okay, you're going to find like 500 of them are from Nigeria, while the remaining 500 will be distributed equally on other countries. That's what people mean by that. Maybe if it has reduced, but still people have to be cautious due to their previous experiences with Nigeria. So that's not also a stereotype. It's just, okay, we can't say it's a fact. It only becomes a lie when you see that all, any statement you add the word all, it becomes a lie, because there is always an exception for every case. There are, of course, Nigerians who do their work diligently and they earn their income diligently without scamming anybody. So you can't use the word all.
Nigerians, not all Nigerians are scammers. There are Nigerians that are really working hard for their money, doing legit jobs. There are Nigerians that are actually doing like legal jobs, both home and abroad. My third point is that Kenyans feel like all Nigerians in Kenya are rich.
The reason as to why we think that most Nigerians who are in Kenya are rich is because we believe like you cannot leave your country if you're poor. Actually, most of the Kenyans who are able to leave Kenya, they are a little bit like well off. Okay? Like we send the better ones outside Kenya. But it's to our surprise that there are countries who send their poor people to other nations and they leave the rich in their own country. That's why we do think that, all foreigners are rich, but that's not the case because for us, that's what we do. We send the well-off ones, those who are sharp and good in doing business, and then we leave the others behind.
My fourth point is that Kenyans think that all Nigerians are loud people.
The fact is most Nigerians are loud. Okay, that's a correct statement. But when you say all of them, that's when it becomes a lie. But it doesn't still qualify to be a stereotype because most of them speak loudly. Like even in their movies, they speak very, very loudly that you have to be just lowering your volume and all of that. So that's not a stereotype. Of course, yes, there are calm ones, but we go with majority.
And part of the reasons why some of the Nigerians are loud is because of the kind of environment we find ourselves. You know, growing up as a Nigerian, first of all, you're in an environment that is very noisy, overpopulated. Imagine growing up as a child and it's like almost every night the generators are on. And now you have to talk to someone. Everywhere is noisy. Not just your own generator. The next compound, the generator is also on. The same thing as the one opposite because of maybe blackout or something.
Okay, whatever you're trying to explain is why most Nigerians are loud when you say these are stereotypes which people have towards Nigerians, that they are loud, and you go to an extra mile to explain why you are loud, then it's not a stereotype. You've just made it a fact.
It's just how we are. But that doesn't mean that all Nigerians are loud. There are still people that are very calm. My fifth point, Kenyan ladies think that all Nigerians cheat. That they are only after their body and all that. But to be honest, they are good Nigerians out there. There are a lot of, I'm not saying it because I'm Nigerian.
I think for that one, ladies can answer it. Yes, there might be the good ones, but the majority who people interact with are them.
So not all Nigerians cheat. The final one is Kenyans think that all Nigerians think about is money, money, money. That the only thing that Nigerians care about is money.
Okay, for that one of money, of course, everybody loves money. We don't blame you for that. But there is a way Nigerians do it. They can do everything just to make money, legal or illegal. They can, wherever they come to a place, it doesn't matter what they will do. All they think is, how can we make money? That's why they find themselves into so much troubles with the governments of wherever they go, because they are so much obsessed with money. Everybody, even we Kenyans, of course, we love money. We love making money, but there is an extent that there are things we can't do for money. Okay, for Nigerians, there is no too much for them. They can do anything absolutely which can possibly bring them a naira. That's the only thing which makes us think that you love money so much. I think for all those points which the guy has put across about the stereotypes, I don't see any one of them which is a stereotype. Remember, the definition of a stereotype is something which people collectively think about you, which you are not. But if most of you are that thing, then that's not a stereotype. That's just a collective assumption, which might be wrong. It has a high percentage of being correct. So maybe if you don't want people to be thinking about you in that way, what about you call yourself and say, what if we change all of these things? Just to build our reputation so that other nations will accept us more. For example, right now in South Africa, we are having issues with the xenophobic, where South Africans are chasing away fellow African people who are there. But for Kenyans, they don't have that much of a problem because it's not partiality, but we are far much more well behaved in comparison to other African countries. That's why you don't find like we are in so much troubles. We are not the best. I'm not saying there are no Kenyans who misbehave, but the probability of finding us into troubles or doing illegal stuff is very low. That's why maybe, I'm not saying that's what exactly the point is, but maybe you find yourself into so much troubles because your reputation which you've built, your track record shows that you do bad things. You can do anything just to get money.